As soon as Yi Han pulled out the needle, everyone at the party started whispering among themselves, their eyes filled with doubt. Some people who had previously defended Shyan were now starting to waver. If this is true, doesn't it mean the person we trusted all this time has actually been a venomous snake disguised as a harmless rabbit? The room suddenly fell silent as everyone turned their attention to the security guards searching Shyan's belongings. Inside the cloth bag he was carrying, there weren't just a few suspicious needles, but also a bunch of jars, bottles, and various other items. At first glance, it was clear these weren't any kind of good medicine. Mr. Y picked up a few of the jars at random. As soon as his eyes landed on the label, he jumped back. Lost Soul. He glanced at the other hand, read the label, and his face turned pale. Dragon Vitality Pill, holy shit. There are all kinds of drugs here whose names just make me embarrassed to even read them out loud. It was obvious something wasn't right, but that wasn't all. There was still a bottle of the label that almost made Mr. Y's eyes hurt to look at. Reunion Harmony Formula. After reading that, Mr. Y just wanted to find a hole to crawl into. Oh my god, aren't these all indecent drugs? At this moment, Chen Yuan walked up to Y Xiling with a mocking tone. This is the person you've been praising so much. The one you called exceptionally talented, kind-hearted, honest, humble, and polite. What else did you say about him? Go ahead, keep listing it all. But wait, why does his bag contain all this mess? Y Xiling froze, her mouth opened, but no words came out. The compliment she had once given him now felt like a slap to her face, making her skin go from pale to red, and then back to white again. Asterisk did I really get fooled, asterisk. Even the crowd around them began murmuring. The respectful looks they had once given Shyan were now replaced with wariness and suspicion. Shyan had been unconscious for 5 minutes. Suddenly, his eyes twitched and slowly opened. His head was still spinning, but the first thing he felt was a burning pain on his face, as though someone had dumped a whole bucket of chili powder on him. The intense sting went all the way to his skull, and in that moment, Shyan painfully realized the truth. Asterisk, I just got beaten up badly, and the one who did it was none other than Chen Yuan asterisk. A wave of intense hatred instantly surged within him, boiling like a volcano about to erupt. Asterisk how? Could this happen, asterisk, he thought. Asterisk am I really being humiliated by a mortal in front of all these people? Asterisk, his anger was unbearable. Asterisk, this is unacceptable. Who am I, asterisk? He was the last disciple of the magic doctor. Who wouldn't show respect when they heard that name? And now, standing in the middle of this crowd, he become the laughingstock. A lifetime of fame as the magic doctor. No one could insult him like this. Whoever dared to offend him deserved to be punished, asterisk. As these thoughts ran through his mind, Shyan reached for the cloth bag slung over his shoulder, intending to pull out some of his trickster's medicine to get back at them. Wait, hold on. Why is it empty? He searched his body, rummaging through every pocket and nook, but the bag was completely empty. There wasn't a single medicine left. His eyes widened and sweat began to pour down his face. Asterisk, where are my potions? Where's my medicine? Asterisk. At this point, Shyan finally realized that something was off with the atmosphere around him. The crowd was staring at him with suspicious looks, and no one seemed to hold the same respect they had before. He quickly scanned the group and soon noticed something even worse. Even Y Xiling, the girl who used to always call him Brother Shyan, was now looking at him with a strange expression. He blinked a few times, trying to force a smile, and asked, Xiling, why are you looking at me like that? What's going on? But instead of answering right away, Y Xiling huffed and held out a small bottle in front of him, confronting him on the spot. Mr. Shyan, care to explain? This Reunion Harmony formula, it's yours, isn't it? Shyan was momentarily stunned when he saw the large, clear label on the bottle, unmistakably marked with those 3 words. There was no denying it. Asterisk, oh no, if I admit it, I'm done. But if I deny it, I'm done too. This situation just keeps getting worse, asterisk. He quickly regained his composure in just 2 seconds, putting on a calm expression as if nothing had happened. Then, without missing a beat, he nodded and said nonchalantly, yeah, those are mine. What's the problem? The words hit like a blow to the heart. Y Xiling froze, staring at him in shock, her eyes reddening with deep disappointment. Mr. Shyan, I really didn't think you were someone like this. Your bag is full of trash like this. But Shyan quickly tried to turn the situation around, defending himself like a master of argument. What trash? Did any of you ask me before going through my things? No. So who's really in the wrong here? What's in my bag? Do you even know what these medicines are? What they do? How they work together? Do you really understand any of this? Judging without knowing, believing baseless rumors. Doesn't that just show your bias? The Reunion Harmony formula isn't what you think it is. This formula is for patients in critical condition. It helps them stay awake, boosts their will to live, eases their pain, and stimulates the nervous system to help them through tough times. Do you know that? Wise Zilling's thoughts wavered as she listened, beginning to doubt herself. Mr. Shyan, earlier someone said that my grandfather's stroke wasn't from illness because you secretly poisoned him. This is such a strange coincidence. Could it really be true? Did you do it? Shyan, however, remained calm, as if he had done nothing wrong. He raised an eyebrow, his tone strong and assured, like he was delivering a speech. This is absurd. I've been learning medicine from my master since I was 7, and it's been 18 years. I've dedicated my life to healing people and saving lives. I've never harmed anyone. If I really poisoned Mr. White, then I'd be hit by a car on the street, choke on my food, or get bitten by mosquitoes in my sleep with my face swelling up. I never die peacefully in this life. As soon as he swore that, the crowd was stunned. Some people stood there with their mouths wide open, while others nearly choked on their drinks. No one expected him to boldly make such a declaration. But what if something actually happened to him after making such a vow? That's when 7 out of 10 people started to believe Shyan. Only an honest person would dare swear like that. Even Mr. Y, who had just been suspicious, now looked embarrassed. Mr. Shyan, I apologize for doubting you. I shouldn't have been so petty in questioning your intentions. You're the one who saved my life, yet I doubted you. I'm truly ashamed. Mr. Shyan, don't worry. Today you faced all this injustice, I'll make sure to get justice for you. As soon as he finished speaking, everyone understood the tide had turned. But when the wind shifted, Shyan suddenly burst out, his tone filled with anger. Great, now I finally see it for what it is. This is the so-called elite society you all worship. A bunch of ungrateful, heartless people who don't know how to appreciate kindness. I saved a life, and not only do I not get ingratitude, I get suspicion and am treated like a criminal. It's laughable. As for me, Shyan, I walk this world with my head held high. I don't need to lower myself to associate with people as treacherous as you. With that, he coldly scoffed, turned, and began walking away, each step radiating the wounded pride of someone deeply hurt. Wise Eiling, seeing this, panicked. She quickly ran after him, her voice full of regret. Shyan, I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. But before she could even apologize properly, Shyan had already disappeared, not even looking back. His sudden departure made her feel even more guilty, and she was so overcome with regret that she started crying. Woo! However, just a second later, Wise Eiling was fuming with rage. She stormed up to Chen Yuan, her face burning with anger as though she wanted to slap him, just to release her frustration. Chen Yuan, you're a terrible person. How dare you push the Y family into such betrayal? I hate you. He's always bullying good people and doing reckless things. He's definitely going to face the consequences one day. Just then, a sudden ting rang in Chen Yuan's mind, followed by a series of system notifications. System target confirmed. Name, Wise Eiling. Age, 18. Height, 165.5 centimeters. Weight, 46 kilograms. Appearance, 9/7. Emotional compatibility with the host, -60 points. Dislikes intensely, no desire to even look at. After the banquet ended, Qin Ti and Fang quietly approached Wai Xiang, his voice filled with hidden meaning. Hey, Mr. Y, I'll be honest with you. You should get a blood test sometime. I know Shyan's oaths sound serious, but your health is the most important thing. Trust people less, trust doctors more. I respect Mr. Bai Chen, but that doesn't mean I fully trust his disciple. And with all the promises Shyan made, who would believe in 100%? Finishing his words, Qin Ti and Fang gave Mr. Y a friendly pat on the shoulder, like longtime buddies reminding each other to take care of their health. After all, they had been best friends for decades and understood each other perfectly. Mr. Y frowned slightly but didn't argue. Actually, I had thought about that, he said. But in the situation we were in earlier, with such a big crowd around, I couldn't just start doubting Shyan. After all, he saved my life. That's a debt of gratitude I can't toss aside because of a few rumors. If I did, people would say the Y family is ungrateful and we'd lose all face in high society. Plus, this involves Mr. Bai Chen. Once you're dealing with someone of his stature, you have to be even more careful. Qin Ti and Fang narrowed his eyes, then asked with a curious look, But Mr. Y, you're worried about the reputation of the Y family, but have you considered another possibility? Aren't you afraid that helping Shyan today might make an enemy out of Chen Yuan? Wai Xiang waved his hand and chuckled lightly. Ha ha, Chen Yuan is just a kid. Why would I be afraid of him? Upon hearing this, Mr. Qin's expression immediately changed. A kid. I'm afraid his accomplishments have already far surpassed both yours and mine. Lately, I've been looking into Chen Yuan not only because of the stolen 1,000-year-old ginseng, but also because my precious granddaughter suddenly started liking him. But the more I dig into him, the more terrifying it gets. The deeper I go, the more I'm left speechless, and the more I want to slap myself for ever underestimating him. First, let's talk about Chen Yuan's background. On the surface, he seems completely ordinary. His parents are ordinary too. But after reviewing the investigation results, Mr. Qin almost lost his breath. According to the information gathered, in just 6 months, Chen Yuan single-handedly built an economic empire worth over $1 trillion. But the story doesn't end there. After being stunned by Chen Yuan's incredible achievements, Mr. Qin decided to dig deeper, searching for any trace of financial support. Surely someone must be backing him from behind the scenes. However, the results left Mr. Qin completely stunned and even confused. All of Chen Yuan's funds were completely legal, with no signs of any shady dealings, no one pulling strings from behind, and no mysterious forces backing him up. To put it simply, Mr. Qin didn't have enough authority to uncover the true details about Chen Yuan. All of his data was classified at the highest level, SSS, beyond even high-ranking government officials. Mr. Qin's skin crawled, his hands tightening around the report, and cold sweat poured down his face. "I don't know who Chen Yuan really is," he said, "but one thing is certain. This person is definitely not ordinary, and if anyone dares to underestimate him or treat him like some unknown kid, they will pay a heavy price." After leaving the banquet hall, Shyan didn't leave the royal hotel. He wasn't the type of person to give up easily. Instead, he quietly disguised himself as Chen Yuan and sneaked into one of the hotel's lounge rooms to hide. He knew very well that if Mr. Y foolishly went for a health check within the next 3 days, his plan would be exposed. All the effort he put into building his false persona, all the tricks he carefully arranged, would be ruined. The worst part was the reputation of the magic doctor, who was supposed to save lives, but would end up being accused of poisoning someone to death. It would be the end of him, his life and reputation shattered. He'd go from being a revered healer to a criminal, condemned by everyone. What's more, the Y family in the capital wasn't to be underestimated. They would hunt him down relentlessly and make sure he had no place to hide in the city. After hours of careful preparation, Shyan looked at himself in the mirror and gave a slight grin. Perfect, absolutely perfect. It's like I'm a carbon copy. Now the plan to destroy the game is ready. I'm going all in. Either I don't do it or I finish it completely. I'll kill Mr. Y. As long as he dies before he has a chance to go for his health check, everything will fade into darkness. And I can use this opportunity to frame Chen Yuan. A single arrow hitting 2 birds. First, it would erase any trace and solidify my reputation as a miracle doctor. Second, it would send that annoying Chen Yuan straight to his death. It was perfect timing. Chen Yuan already had a conflict with the Y family, and by using his identity, no matter what chaos I caused or what drastic moves I made, all the blame would fall on him. Even if he jumped into the Yellow River, he wouldn't be able to wash away his sins this time. Chen Yuan. Over here, Shyan had just finished his disguise, but on the other side, a storm, coming from the international oceanic shores, suddenly slammed right into his face. Mr. X was done playing around. This time, he was determined to capture Chen Yuan immediately. The order was clear. No more sending amateur assassins to save face. This time, it was a full-on annihilation combo. Endless Apocalypse was in charge, with 50 top-tier CIA commandos, each with their own godlike set of skills. If they weren't throwing punches, they had a whole arsenal of brain-melting tactics at their disposal. The rules were simple. Capturing him alive was ideal, but if that wasn't possible, send Chen Yuan straight to meet his ancestors. The goal was clear, do whatever it took to stop him from growing any stronger. If a person like him survives, the entire underground world would never know peace. This time, the entire team of 50 commandos took their positions surrounding the hotel. On the building across the street, 10 commandos aimed their rockets directly at room 1605, ready to fire at any moment. Even the parking garage below was rigged with heavy bombs. All it would take was the press of a button, and the entire hotel would explode like a pot of rice cakes left too long on the fire. One commando reported through his earpiece, "Leader, we've got hot intel. Chen Yuan is at the Royal Hotel, room 1605. The rocket is locked and loaded. Just give the word and we'll turn the whole hotel into a pile of rubble." After hearing the report, Endless Apocalypse didn't rush. Hold your positions. Don't be hasty. The hotel list shows Chen Yuan is in room 1605, but no one is 100% sure he's actually in there. If we miss, all we'll do is alert him, and we'll end up on the defensive. This guy isn't easy to take down. Hell, even the bomb might not kill him. We need to be absolutely sure before we make a move. The entire team immediately nodded in agreement, all of them shouting in unison, "Yes, sir." A tense but highly professional atmosphere hung over the operation. The most powerful force was putting everything it had into taking down a single person, and everyone knew that if they failed this time, The consequences would be far worse than anything they had imagined. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Time just keeps moving forward, never waiting for anyone. In the blink of an eye, it was already 7 a.m. Report, report. Target sighted on the 12th floor hallway. Repeat, target sighted on the 12th floor hallway. The target just took the elevator and is now in the hotel's cafeteria. Looks like he's about to have breakfast. Everyone, take your positions, get ready to move. Got it. For Shyan, this was the moment he'd been waiting for. He quickly scanned the area, his mind racing at lightning speed. If he could just take Mr. Y out right now, the fake identity of Chen Yuan that he was using would instantly be pinned with the charge of murder. Once that happens, there would be no way to deny it, no way to clear his name. And with all of Huaxia hunting him down, he'd be lucky to survive. The plan clicked into place in Shyan's mind, and without hesitation, he gripped the knife tightly. Silent and focused, he moved towards Mr. Y. Chen Yuan, I'll admit I've underestimated you. You got strength, speed, and you definitely don't look like an ordinary person. It's clear your background is more complicated than I thought, but you should never, ever mess with me. If you cross Shyan, you're signing up for a lifetime of nightmares. You won't even be able to survive it. Chen Yuan, get ready to say goodbye to this world. Shyan took slow, deliberate steps toward Mr. Y. He was just a few feet away, one swing of his arm, and it would all be over. But life is never that simple. The moment he was about to make his move, a chill ran down his spine, his hair standing on end, his heart pounding like a drum in a festival. A heavy, suffocating aura of killing intent swept over him, forcing him to freeze for a split second. Something was wrong. From behind him, a female server holding a tray spoke in a serious tone. Everyone, pay attention. The target is in range. Get into position, prepare for action. As predicted, in an instant, the server pulled a handgun from beneath her uniform. Without a word, she immediately fired. Asterisk, bang, 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 asterisk. 6 gunshots rang out in quick succession, with each bullet barely missing Shyan's head, almost turning it into a sieve. His heart raced like it was about to explode, cold sweat pouring down his face. But luckily, his reflexes were lightning fast, his movements as smooth and precise as a martial arts master. Within a 15-meter radius, he dodged every single shot without a scratch, and he couldn't just stand there like a statue after avoiding the bullets. Shyan immediately counterattacked. In a split second, he spun around and flicked his wrist, launching 3 poisoned darts. They flew straight into the head of the female special agent, dropping her on the spot without her having time to say a single word. You thought you could sneak up on me without knowing your limits? Dream on. Shyan sneered, but before he could even savor his victory, more special agents popped up from all directions. They charged at him, weapons in hand. From bodyguards to cooks, everyone was armed with heavy guns, raining down bullets in his direction. When Shyan saw this, he shouted the legendary words, "Damn it." Without hesitation or second thoughts, he activated all the strength left in his body. His speed doubled, his agility tripled. He moved like the protagonist of a martial arts novel. He shot forward like a bolt of lightning, weaving through the storm of bullets, all while mentally counting how many more moments he had left to survive. Dodging bullets wasn't enough. He quickly looked around for an escape route and spotted a French-style window shining with sunlight. Without thinking twice, he charged toward it, kicked the glass out, and leaped from the 3rd floor. He thought it would be a smooth, heroic getaway, but fate wasn't ready to let him off the hook just yet. Behind him, gunshots rang out loud and deafening. The special forces weren't giving up. Their guns were already aimed and firing again, bullets zipping past him. No matter how fast he moved or how skilled his martial arts were, one bullet still managed to hit him. Shyan ran, gasping for air, his head spinning with a million questions. Asterisk, what the hell? Who's after me? Do I have enemies? Who would be bored enough to send a whole team of assassins after me? Could my cover have been blown? But that doesn't make any sense, asterisk. But luckily, life doesn't leave anyone without a way out. Thanks to the special armor his master had given him, he hadn't been turned into a human target. Surviving by mere inches was no exaggeration. Before he could think it all through, his eyes caught sight of a brand new Porsche 911, shiny and sleek, pulling into a parking spot. Without a second thought, he yanked open the door, grabbed the young man sitting inside, and dragged him out onto the ground. Asterisk A. Lin Yong Wang, what the hell do you think you're doing stealing my car, asterisk? He was rolling on the sidewalk, barely managing to mumble a few words when he was met with Shyan's murderous glare. There's an emergency. If you don't want to die, get out of my way. Without caring whose car it was, Shyan stepped on the gas. The Porsche shot forward like a bullet. The car's owner, seeing it being stolen, was so furious he nearly saw stars. He yelled helplessly, "Damn it. Lin Yong Wang, are you seriously stealing my car? Give it back!" Meanwhile, sitting in the speeding car, Shyan almost wet himself. These people are insane. All of them are completely nuts. If Chen Yuan wanted to kill me, he wouldn't need to go this far. Just as Shyan barely escaped the deadly trap by the skin of his teeth back at the hotel, the special ops team was reporting to headquarters. Leader reporting in. The target has escaped the Royal Hotel and is fleeing toward the Huangpu River. Chen Yuan took a direct hit earlier. He should be flailing around like a fish out of water, but somehow he's running as fast as a squirrel. We intended to capture him alive, but it seems pistols and rifles aren't cutting it. The voice on the other end of the line came through sharp and chilling. Forget that. Deploy heavy firepower. No mercy. Hit him with everything we've got. I don't care what it takes. Chen Yuan must be eliminated today. Either he dies or we all do. Do you understand?